So the actors are in a very pure process. Some of them have likened it to, black box theater, no set, no lighting, no nothing, just the other people. And so their emotional axis in the scene is not distracted by anything. It's just that other actor. They have that with each other. That's all they need. That's all actors need, is an emotional reality to play within. And they love that too, because we're not stopping to lay the dolly track or to get the sun to the right position or get all the extras into place or, get all the hardware back to one and get ready to go again. We just roll. Okay, all right, let's do it again. Let's go back to one. Let's do it again. And we just get into a session. Sometimes we'll record for 10, 12 minutes straight, maybe 5, 10 takes, different ideas. Hey, why don't you do this? I'll throw them a line on the fly. It's a very creative sandbox, and the actors really love it. Either that or they're very good actors and lying about it for years on end. It's all little details that add up to a fantasy character. We just want you to believe they really exist. I mean, of course we don't. You go into a movie theater, you're being transported to a fictional fantasy world. But the more you can suspend your disbelief, the more fun it is. I think people want to suspend their disbelief. They don't want to sit there and pick away at it. They just spent whatever it is, 16, 17, 18 bucks to go have an experience. They're leaning in. So there's a kind of almost a contract between the movie and the audience. We're all just gonna join hands and skip off to Pandora together, and it's gonna be fun. And it's not like we're starting from scratch. I mean, we were doing water simulations back on Titanic, but it's taking it not just to the next level, but up 5 levels. If we started 5 or 6 years ago with our study of water and our quantification of it and how we create these simulations, we had to future-proof ourselves for 5, 6, 7 years down the line, to be ahead of the curve right now, today, as we're finishing the film. So I'd say water was the biggest problem, and that's something we knew going in. That was going to be our challenge. But the beauty of it is, if you can solve water for this movie, which we've done, which Weta has done, and we worked with them to do it, you never have to look back. You never have to worry about it again. You can do all water anytime until the end of time, right? So these tools become incredibly important to the effects industry at large. It was such a change from working on Titanic, where she was quite experienced at the time but she had never been on a film of that scale. So it was all a bit bigger than her, a bit overwhelming for her. She did a masterful job, obviously, but on this film, she'd been around the block and done enough movies, and she came in and she spent 2 or 3 days watching how it was all done, and then basically started producing the scenes. But it was fun. I welcomed that, and we found it both to be not only a great working relationship and the creation of a very strong, memorable character, and she enjoyed all that, but almost like the freedom to be in a different body, to have a tail and to have a way of walking and moving. And Kate has she's got quite a presence in the film. She's not really like anybody else in the movie. Maybe Neytiri is the closest, because they're both very strong kind of alpha characters, and of course they clash for that reason. And that was fun. Watching them meet and clash is one of my favorite parts of the film. The key to it was to shoot really underwater and really at the surface of the water, so people were swimming properly, and they were taking their own weight to get out of the water properly or diving in properly, and it just looks like that. It looks real, because the motion was real, and the emotion was real, because these kids are having to learn how to be underwater. They don't know how to be underwater. They were raised in the forest, and so their fear factor probably helped. Although everybody was very, very well trained, and we used a very safe and systematic way to allow them to dive. They were all scuba trained, but we didn't use scuba. We just did that so that they got used to being underwater for long periods of time. And we went to Hawaii and we got everybody on scuba, but we were also doing free diving training at the same time. I don't think the audience gives you brownie points for making what they think of as photography look like photography. It doesn't work that way. You don't get extra. You only get dinged if you don't do it. But you don't get any bonus. It doesn't make it a better movie in their minds. What makes it a better movie is the people, the characters, the creatures, the things they're seeing, the things they're experiencing. But if they can let go of their disbelief, like, did these guys go to this other planet and shoot it, in that handheld documentary style? I feel like I'm really there. It's all working at a subliminal level. It's taking away the disbelief. And if they believe in it and they invest in it, now it's up to the story and the characters to work on the audience's heart and mind.